Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is kind of a different video that I want to talk about. And I was wondering if any of you have gone through a quarter life crisis. Now, I want to give you some context about what I'm talking about here. I'm basically past my mid-20s, which, looking back, makes me feel kind of old. But in the grand scheme of things, doesn't really make me that old to begin with. And I'm going through this thing in my life where I just don't know if what I'm doing is right. Am I in the right state of mind? Am I going through the right path? Am I doing what is right? Am I doing what I love? Am I doing something that I want to do for the rest of my life? It's crazy. And I'm going through that where I just don't know, to be honest. I really don't know. It's one of those things where it's like Maslow's hierarchy, where you have your basic needs met. Then on the very top, you have like the self-actualization and self-fulfillment, where that's your new problem, and that's where all your basic needs have been met. And in the West and first world countries, we've had those basic needs met. I'm very grateful that I don't have to shoot someone to get food, or I don't have to line up for bread, or I don't have to worry about water leaking because I don't have a roof over my head. I have all those things met. I have great friends. I have great family. But now I'm just thinking, am I living the life that I want to live, or am I living someone else's life? And I think that's what it is. That's the big question. Is am I really living my own life? And I feel like the answer is no. Because I've done everything right. I graduated from high school. I didn't party too much. I went to university, got accepted, got my degree in economics. I focused on school and university. Then after getting out, I got myself a good stable job. And now, just looking back, it's like I feel like I've missed out on my youth. I missed out on the times I could have had fun, but I didn't because I chose to study or to work. Like, there was not a single time at university where I was never not working. I was always working to pay off with the bills, because tuition in university is expensive. But I guess it taught me responsibility. But looking back, it's like I didn't really enjoy it, because all it was for me was a commuter school. You go there, you go to school, you come home, then you do your stupidly hard economics program. And it's weird because they sold this program to like us undergraduates as this is a very difficult program, because a lot of people want to get in, because if you don't get into business, you go into economics, and guess what? There's a big demand for economics. And so they made it really hard to pass, and they failed a lot of people. But it's like, looking back, like, why'd you even make the courses difficult? Why did I have to sacrifice all this time and the social life so I could pass? And then the payoff is not even worth it, in my opinion. Like, I could have got a degree in anything, and I probably would have been in the same position that I am now. Anyways, no point crying over spilled milk, but that was what I was fed. That wasn't living my own life. And it's one of those things that I learned from, and this really got cemented in my head from Cowboy Bebop, was, am I alive, or am I just living someone else's dream? Am I living in a dream that's not even mine, or am I truly living a life that I want to live? Which, by the way, I recommend you all watch Cowboy Bebop. Great show. It's funny because I looked at it, and I'm actually not the only one going through this. So I ended up reading this Reddit thread, and this kind of gave me some comfort, because it showed me that I wasn't the only one going through this. Let me just read an excerpt of this. When I was 23, I got divorced after a 3-year-long failure marriage. My life crashed hard and burned like phosphorus. I quit my job, lost my home, lost all my friends, lost my family for a time too. 24 was a really, really hard year for me. Bouncing through homelessness, trying to get by, unable to emotionally cope with work or responsibility, because everything I'd worked for in my life and everything I'd hoped and dreamed and planned and expected was all gone. For a while, I really felt like I was staring over a cliff out of the abyss of failed opportunities. It's like I completely wasted my life, and all of it had been for nothing. I spent a couple months there, just waiting or hoping for something cataclysmic to end it all, because I didn't have the mental fortitude to do it myself. I clearly remember one day realizing that everything that I've gone through had a purpose and meaning. I hated myself, and I loathed my own existence in the most emo sense possible. So there needed to be a benefit to all this mess that was greater than me. I started pulling it together because I thought the cataclysm wasn't happening, so I needed to get myself under control so that I could be useful for something besides my own misery. So slowly started to rebuild one step at a time. I spent a lot of time thinking about what kind of things I valued, what principles mattered to me, and what things I'd taken for granted to get me there where I was. What lesson what did I learn? What was the purpose? What was the value from all this mess I can give to someone else? I built on that and slowly started to phoenix myself from the ashes. By the time I was 26, I had a job, a stable living environment, and I was trying hard to work on getting myself back to some sort of social acclimation. It was not as fast or easy process, but I've determined to learn and share everything I can with others so that I can make better choices and gain some perspective that other people may never get. Long story short, I'm 33 now. I have an amazing job. I'm happy and confident with myself as a person. I love me, flaws and all. I've still got a lot of work to do, but dedication to self-improvement has hugely been a valuable tool. And anyone looking for guidance seriously should consider spending some time looking within. Know thyself and the rest will follow. First of all, that showed me that I can't read. And second, it's one of those things that my professor told me when I was in university was we're alone, but we're alone together. This is a perfect example of this. I don't know who this individual is. This is an anonymous post on Reddit. But the fact that I read this gave me some comfort that I'm not the only one going through this. Someone else is going through the same thing that I am, but obviously to the degree where I want to end it all. I don't want to end it all. Don't get me wrong. It's questioning whether I'm living my own life or someone else is living it for me. Am I in a dream created by someone else, or am I going to forge my own life with my own decisions and be happy with the outcome that comes with it? So, yeah, we're alone, but we're alone together. On the SkyTrain, on the bus, we're all packed in the same medium of transportation, but we're all looking down. We have our headphones plugged in, listening to either music, podcasts, or just in our own world of troubles through depression, work, stress, etc. And I get it. It's really tough out there. It's not an easy life to live. That gave me comfort knowing that I'm not the only one going through the same thing, that a lot of us are going through this exact same issue. The only thing is that it's hard to find that face to face unless you're with your circle of friends or you actively go out to see groups that are that are openly active about talking about this. And this is why I decided for the first time to do what I love. When I took up motorcycling and hurt myself, I did what I loved. I loved it. But it was almost like the universe's plan to tell me not to do it, because what if I was on the highway? I would have been splattered like a fucking potato. So I decided to do podcasting. I genuinely love it. I love talking to people, learning their lessons, their stories, and applying them to my own life. And I'm hoping whoever listens to this, whoever listens to the podcast, man, just decides that they learned something from the guest. That they've, taken that small piece of nugget and made their life a bit better. So, hope you guys enjoy the content that I'm producing. I am open to any sort of piece of information, so comment, like, dislike, anything helps really at this point, and I'll talk to you soon, guys.